And the way that it came to me with I love watching sci-fi and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of see it this way, that God has a secretly encoded message that he has embedded within you. That while he was forming you and fashioning you, he also kind of threw in some messages and coding there about what he wants to do with you. I don't know if you're familiar with the story of a man named Joseph in the Bible. They find this in Genesis from the 37th chapter all the way to the 47th chapter. The story of a man by the name of Joseph. When he was a teenager, about 13 years old, God gave him these dreams, and basically the dreams was telling him that one day he was going to be a person in great power. But his life didn't go in that direction. His brothers got jealous of him because of the dream, also because of the favor that he had with his dad. His dad really did play favorites. He made it obvious that Joseph was his favorite son. And so his other brothers wasn't too cool with that, and they actually captured him, threw him in a pit. They was going to kill him, but one of the brothers stopped everybody from killing him, and so they sold him into slavery. He was into a caravan. That was normal in those days to find nomads and caravans, stuff that you see in the movies today, but that was normal, commonplace for that time. And this caravan happened to be going into Egypt, so when they sold him into slavery, basically they took him on into Egypt, and he was sold to a man by the name of Potiphar. And long story short, this guy's wife ended up lying on Joseph, saying that he had tried to rape her. And so then Joseph finds himself in jail. This is a long way from the dreams. This is a long way from the dreams. And I say that to you because his life took horribly wrong circumstances and situations. And yet, 17 years later, Joseph found himself second in command in the greatest empire on the planet at the time. Just like God said, it's just he didn't get there in any way they could have possibly imagined. And so you may ask yourself, how is this really connecting with my life? When somebody like me stands up, a pastor, you come to church and things are happening in your life, a pastor comes and starts talking, and so you can really begin to kind of question, why should I even be bothering to listen to this guy? You come into a little small room like this, and, we don't have no great big facility, because here in America, what kind of qualifies people to talk like I'm about to talk about dreams and what God has put inside of you, and that he would cause it to come to pass, is that you can look at this person, you'll see Joel Osteen on TV, 30,000 seat auditorium. He's talking about dreams and what God can do in your life. And so I'm going to believe this guy because look at what he got. Or you watch T.D. Jakes, 30,000 auditorium, 30,000 seat auditorium. Yeah, I'm going to listen to this guy because it looks like he knows what he's talking about. Look at what he got. Or you see what these people drive or where they live and all those kinds of things. So here in America, what usually qualifies people to speak and say things with authority is you look at what they possess and what they own. And so you feel like, yeah, I can listen to them because, look at the success that they are displaying. And so here, what most people don't realize is that the Joel Osteen or the T.D. Jakes or the Creflo Dollar or those different people, those big, huge ministries, that's the exception. That's not the rule. The median church size in America is about 75 people. And most people don't know that because the media keeps showing us these huge crowds in these gigantic places. But the average church is about 75 members. And so it causes people to look at my little small church and look at these big guys, these giants. And so does my pastor really know what he's talking about? I remember we were doing some question and answer series back when we were meeting downstairs in the dining hall. And those kind of questions kind of came forward. And I took on the challenge and said, I know what the challenge is. The challenge is the brother that was asking the questions at the time, because he was talking about how other people talking to him, other pastors here in the area and all the different influences, and kind of wondering, you know, why keep coming to Urban Life Church? Because I don't hear anybody else preaching what you're preaching, Pastor, and I don't hear anybody else teaching what you're teaching, and we don't have that many people. So it makes you think, then maybe my pastor is off. Maybe the direction that my church is going is wrong. But I stand here today, and I'm not boasting and bragging of myself, but we stand here today because to talk to you about what God will do in your life, because it doesn't have anything to do with being big and huge and famous. In fact, the word of the Lord puts it like this, talking about the body of Christ and comparing it to the human body. He says, actually, the greater honor goes to the comely parts, to the parts that you can't see. And so while the face receives all the attention and the hair receives all the attention, the comely parts like your heart and your lungs and the kidneys that are not seen, small organs that are not seen, that no matter how great it looks on the outside, if that ain't working, this whole body drops. And so for many of us, I believe that what God is speaking to us is that some of the places that he is taking us in his purpose is into those vital organ areas of life. You may not have a 30,000 member organization, church, business, but whatever God assigns you, it will be a very vital and important part of the body. And don't think just because nobody knows I'm there. You know, you don't hear anybody praising the pancreas, giving glory to the kidney, applauding the nervous system. But we all know if you have problems with those areas, the whole body is messed up. Anybody just have a hangnail and how much it just messes up everything? Get a splinter in your finger. You can't hardly concentrate at work. Something little tiny like that. So what I want to talk with you about is the things that God has really imparted and spoken to you about.